Hi everybody, it's Kathy here from Kathy Loves a Scrap, and I'm coming to you from the land down under today, and I am joining into series 16 of Christy's Beautiful Life, 30 Days of Sketches, and this is the double page series. It is day 5 and the sketch is by Sandie Reveski, who is also known as State Goddess here on YouTube. All of these elements came together to create this layout of my visit to Ketchikan and the Lumberjack Show. I love having all of my die cuts ready to go, so I've pulled all of these ones together. They're a whole series of cogs which tie in nicely with the concept of the lumberjacks and the sawmill. I have got two branding strips, the same that I'm going to use on this layout. They've come from a Kaisercraft paper. That's why I keep all my branding strips, because they come handy. I'm going to use this Vicky Booten paper here. I'm using the B-side, Where To Next it's from, and I really do like how that paper is. I have the Bella paper, which is Australian paper, and I'm using the blue on this, and I may use some of the red, but in the end I don't. I love that rustic feel there, and of course you've got to have some buffalo plaid in your layouts. So I have two blank white sheets that I'm going to build on, and these, as I said, are my photos from the Great Alaskan Lumberjack Show, and we was on Team Canada that day, so that's the side that we were cheering for. I am starting by cutting down two strips that are 5 by 12 and two strips that are 7 by 12, and then I've got the blue strip there. So this is the 7 by 12 which I'm putting over on here, and you can see that it looks like the denim of their jeans and clothing, so that matches the whole layout. And then I of course have the plaid, which is very much a lumberjack thing. So I have a lumberjack plaid there. As you can see, it is a little bit short, so I've cut it to stretch it, but that's okay because my photos will go over the top of that. Now, before I begin working on it, I'm going to add some paint splatters down where the cogs are going to go, and just as Sandie's sketch, there's the clusters that she has on the layout, and that's why I'm putting those points in behind. I didn't want the paper just to be abutted there, so I wanted to have some sort of finishing, and I decided that I would put in some eyelets and thread some jute string through to give a joining effect. That's also adding to the rustic feel of this layout. So I've gone ahead and I've done that with both pieces of paper, and you just saw me finishing off that process there using the crocodile. I know that's an old tool, but for me it's new, and I don't know why I haven't had one before, because it is a legend to work with and I love it. So I'm putting in my photos. This is a really easy layout because it has the 6 4 by 6 photos, which are nice and easy to work with, and it just lays them across the center like a belly band across the middle of the layout. So it comes together quite easily in that respect for your photos. Now my photos are a little bit wider than the page. I don't know why. I've got a 12 by 12. Well, I assumed it was a 12 by 12, but obviously not so. Or maybe the photos are printed a little bit wider. But anyway, I just trimmed them down so that they fit in the page, and now I'm just lining up that strip of the blue wooden effect to use across the top like Sandie has in hers, and it abuts to there. Now I'm going to run my branding strip, which looks like sewn burlap across the top there, and that's adding in that strip that is also in Sandie's sketch. So when I'm using her sketch today, I'm pretty much keeping very, very, very close to what she has done, and I'm honouring it in that respect. Just added in this little bit of a tiled pattern in the same colour as the plaid, and that is going to be where my title will go. And I just am sorry that I keep pulling things close to me when I do them, when it's intricate like threading and so forth, and I forget that it's not on the camera, so I do apologize. So basically you can see now what I'm doing is I'm just threading it through and creating the cross effect like it is a shoelace being done up. On the back here, when I come through the threads, I am fastening with some washi tape to keep them in place, and that keeps them nice and flat against the layout as well. So I've done that for all 4 sections here, and I just feel that it finishes off that part of the layout, makes it a little bit more cohesive, joining it together so that the paper isn't just ending. So I just thought that that would be a nice touch for this particular layout. Now I'm going to embellish it up, as you can see, and I'm using my clusters of cogs there. The sets of 3 are really good because they're already all together and they slip in under the photo in that place. You can see the paint splatters coming through, which was a great indication for me of where I needed to place them to build this layout up. I am using tacky glue, which is great. It is archival and it just adheres so nicely when it's flowing for me. And as we're moving into warmer weather, it's working a lot better than it does in winter, because down here it just tends to not flow as easily. So I'm adding in some journaling, which Sandie said you could or you couldn't, but I decided I would. It was my girlfriend's birthday this day on our cruise. I made her wear a birthday sash all day. We went to the Lumberjack Show here, and of course they called out her name and she got an autographed postcard of the Lumberjacks, which was quite nice. We had a great day. It really is a great show. You so need to go and watch it. It's slapstick. The comedy is pretty lame, but it's funny in the context that it's in. And it is, like I said, the US versus Canada. It's all good fun. And the Lumberjacks are really actually very talented and very, very good at what they do. So it's a must to see if you ever go to Ketchikan. I strongly suggest that you go and see that Lumberjack show. Okay, so I'm using some wooden letters that I have, and I've kept it simple as my title, US versus Canada, because that's basically what it was. And on that day, the Canadians won. Of course they did. That was excellent. So it was a great, great event. Great showmanship. They were very, very talented. So I'm just layering up the rest of the cogs here to build this final cluster. Now that my title's down, it's easier to do. And I'm just overlapping on the photo and I'm just tucking them in. They just complement that that plaid underneath. I really do like how this has come together. It is quite a simple layout, but it does look very effective. To finish off my journaling, I'm just going around the edges of the journal strips with a black fine line pen. That's just giving it a finish off and making it stand out off the background a little bit without actually dominating the layout, but it's just a finishing touch to finish it off. To build my triangle for visual pleasure, I am adding in some gold pops of colour, and I love pops of colour because they actually flatten out when you flick underneath like an enamel dot. So they are a great messy media addition that has versatility and adds to the layout quite nicely. And as you can see, all the colours in my layout are reflected in my photos. Like the gold there is in that middle photo and the wood in the other middle photo. I've got the reds and the blacks in my, and the blues from the clothing into my papers. And I really, really do love everything that has come together on this layout. I love eyelets. I know they're an old thing, but I really, really love eyelets, and I like eyelets on a layout. So I was glad that I was able to put them here. They just add that little bit of extra rustic to this layout that I felt that adjoining paper needed something to make it adhere better. So there's my double layout. I'd love to be able to show you flat as it is, but I can't. My space is very small. You will see a double layout show at the end. You can see that I've added in the date. I actually put the actual date because I knew what it was. This is that fantastic sketch from Sandie. Her details are down below, along with the playlist for all the players who are playing along with this series. Please check them out. I've also put the Facebook group where Christy has set up for all of these, and there's a whole range more of these layouts that you can see being done throughout this series. There's the cogs and the elements. You can see the paint splatters. It just comes together beautifully, and I do like how the final effect picks up my photos and doesn't take away from them, but actually enhances them and makes them stand out on this layout. The journaling, an important part. We always need to remember to journal. We've got to tell our stories because people want to know what happened. I'm Kathy from Kathy Loves to Scrap, coming to you from the land down under. Hopefully something here you like. If you do, give me a thumbs up. Go and watch the playlist. Give everybody else a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe. It costs you nothing, but it builds my channel. Leave me a comment. I will get back. I love that feedback. It always helps me with my next direction. Don't forget to check me out on all my socials under Kathy Loves Scrap, including Instagram, where all my layouts end up, even those without a video. So thank you once again for watching. Happy scrapping. Till next time.